What's up, fellas? Aw, Ethan, sorry to hear that, man. Wishing the best for him. Hopefully he'll come out of it. He doesn't have the kung flu. That stuff is no good. What is going on tonight, guys? Want to thank everybody for coming out after last week. You know, that was crazy. So we'll give a couple of shout outs here to the folks in the chat. Mike Keller, Josh Weaver, what's up? Mike's RC, Ethan RC, Jay Burke, what's up? William Decker, hey, we got you a blue wrench, buddy. Welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. Mudman 1959, welcome to the show. We'll get you a wrench too. We're just handing them out. Victor Shameless, how you doing? Shadow Ops, in the Army now. Brett Archibald, what's up? Wild Bill, Nate Kugel. Hey man, I hope you get that Marlin and you love it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some videos of that thing, man. I know you're going to tear it up. That'll be fun to watch. Furball, Edward and Gloria, Hillbilly RCN. Colin RC, Evan, how are you doing? Yeah, we can promote you. Everybody gets a wrench. Mudman, that's awesome. Hey, listen, if you have any questions at all about the AR636 programming series, be sure to ask a question in the videos. You know, just ask a question in the comments, or you can ask them here. I try to pay attention to the chats as much as I can, and you know, whatever questions you got, you can either ask them here, ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, and you know, hopefully we'll get you on the right track. But you know, we'll see how it works out. Joe Habib, thank you, sir. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, it's for you guys that you know, caught the Boozer Show last night. They had me on as a guest and were asking me a bunch of questions that I felt uncomfortable about. But yeah, I had a good time, man. That was a lot of fun, and look forward to doing it again. Ethan, you asking if I've flown the Timber? Man, I've flown the crap out of the Timber. I put about 30 flights on this little guy, and it is a ton of fun. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I'm just kind of watching to see. We did, Dennis. These suckers keep letting me go live on YouTube, and it's awesome. All right. F.U. Kenny, what's going on, man? And thank you, Furball. I appreciate it. Casey, you're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in last week. Thanks for tuning in again this week. We need more ladies in the hobby, and I'm glad that you took it up. I'm glad that Brian was able to convince you to start flying. It's an awesome hobby. It's a great community, and you know, the Smart Checker is just one of many tools that you'll have in your toolbox here over the next, you know, many years that you enjoy the hobby, and that thing should last you for a long time and do great things. Charles, how you doing? We're gonna go ahead and get you a blue wrench even though you can't see me. Can everybody else see me? Is it just Charles Restivo there that can't see the video feed? It looks like it's coming through, but he's saying he can't see it, and that sucks. Awesome. Colin. Colin Aero Air Shows and Jackson RC Aviation. Those guys do an awesome live stream. You know, we're gonna mention it again, you know, towards the end of the show. But thanks, Colin, for mentioning that. They had gone off the air for a couple of weeks because Colin started a new job, but they're going to be kicking that back off again this coming Friday. So be sure to tune in to Colin Aero Air Shows. Colin, if you want to, go ahead and leave a link in the chat so people can get subscribed to your channel. You know, Colin and Jackson are a pretty firecracker team, very entertaining, and you got to check them out, guys. They run a great stream every Friday, I believe, at 7 p.m. If I am mistaken, Colin, please correct me in the chat, but I believe it's at 7 p.m. on Fridays. And it's a wildly entertaining show. You know, Colin and Jackson, great team. So check them out. Yeah, Charles, you may want to try and jump out of the video and then jump back in. You know, I'm not sure what's going on. That's weird. Hey, look, I just got here. Just got here. What's going on, brother? Yeah, Joe Habib, I served for quite a while. I was 12 years active and did another 8 years as a contractor. That's a whole nother story, you know, why I didn't just stay in and retire from active duty, but you know, that just wasn't in the cards at the time. But yeah, I did 12 years active and 8 years as a contractor, 16 years out in Pearl Harbor, you know, working on submarines, serving on submarines, and I really enjoyed it, man. So yeah, if you did some time in the Navy, we can definitely talk shop. Yeah, Wild Bill, I got me the Cool Daddy Spectrum hat. It seems to be what all the cool kids are wearing these days. And I just want to point out that this is a adult oriented show, as my analytics would suggest. Most of the audience here is males above the age of 40, with a few small exceptions. So we enjoy a few cervezas while I'm doing the live chat. You know, just fun. I like to drink beer, guys, and it's certainly not a crime. So, you know, we'll try to keep the cursing to a minimum sometimes, but I do drink beers. Jackson, what's up? Hey, I was just talking you guys up. Patrick, that is very true. We are not. We're just a bunch of kids with this big old age after our names. We are a bunch of kids. Awesome. So yeah, all you guys that are uploading flight videos, you know, I remember Josh at the beginning of the stream, or before the stream started, Josh was in the chat saying, "Hey man, I'm uploading a video right now." Yeah, don't worry about interrupting my stream. You know, if you guys are uploading videos, that's great. You know, we need all the videos that we can get. I still have quite a few that I need to put out. I've got like a bit of a backlog, and I feel bad about it. But it is what it is, man. Program channel number 5 and my DX6 to turn the lights on and off. Mudman, yes, absolutely. If you have what I'll tell you is it kind of depends on how you have Safe Select set up on your Turbo Timber. If you have Safe Select set up to operate on the gear channel, then you would have to shift it to a different channel. So you may need a programming cable to do that, to kind of reset the receiver, because once you bind the receiver in safe select mode, even if you do it again, it kind of forgets where you had the switch, or it always remembers where you programmed the safe select switch. So you have to reprogram it. You have to kind of reset it to get it to work again. If you've got safe select working at all. But if you have an open channel, say on like a Timber or a turbo Timber, maybe not so much a Timber X, because that can be programmed as a 6-channel radio if you're using the full span ailerons and flaps. But with the turbo Timber, you can absolutely program the gear channel to operate as an independent channel to turn lights on and off. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Patrick, you weren't here last Monday, man. We did. Y'all, you guys are gonna have to tell. What's up, Paul? You guys are gonna have to tell Patrick how epic the show was last week. Man, we had a blast. Yeah, we ended up giving away like 11 prizes. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's Lewis. What's going on, Lewis? Guys, we got folks from CCRC joining the show. That's awesome. That is true, Lewis. Patrick does have a lot of planes. And, I don't really have that many in comparison. I do have quite a few planes. When we start talking like total numbers and everything, I've got like 14 or 15 airplanes, and there's certainly some folks that don't have that many. So, when I say I don't have a lot, what I'm saying is, in comparison to a lot of these long timers that have been doing this for a while, that just have been fully engrossed by the addiction that is RC aviation, man, these guys have like 60, 70 airplanes piled up in their garage, hanging from the ceilings, hanging off the walls, and I'm getting there. Yeah, I saw the shop video too, Lewis, and Patrick has a lot of planes. Jeff's Custom RC, what is going on? Yeah, that is true, Patrick. The universal formula for RC airplanes is always N+1, with exactly like Patrick said, in the ultimate variable being the number of planes that you have right now. So N+1, and sometimes N+2 or +3, depending on how many times you click add to cart before you hit the buy button. So let's go ahead and start talking about the this little guy behind me, guys. I know that there are a ton of fans of the UMX Timber, and everybody that has a UMX Timber, I'm not going to tell you to get rid of your airplane, because the UMX Timber is still absolutely fantastic. And for anybody that's concerned, I know that they have they still sell maybe like the full size Timber and the turbo Timber, and the Timber X, with the Timber X kind of being the anomaly there. That's a completely different plane. It may use like the same. It's the wings on the Timber X are a lot different, so I don't even classify that, to be kind of in the same category of airplane. It's a completely different style of bird. But there's enough similarities to still call it a Timber. Now, with the UMX models, it's kind of the same deal, but my understanding is that they're going to be discontinuing the UMX Timber. And anybody that's upset about that, don't be. Don't be upset about them discontinuing the UMX Timber. The UMX Turbo Timber is the new king of the hill. I was out yesterday and Saturday. We had a couple of beautiful days. I put a ton of flights on both the UMX Turbo Timber. Um, and yesterday I took the Bigfoot out, but put a bunch of flights on it. I crashed it. I flew it. I flew the crap out of it. I mean, this thing is an awesome, awesome little ultra micro. And in my opinion, comparing it with the original Timber, it's a little bit faster. Um, it's, I don't know about it having, any more static thrust or whatever, but it does go a little bit faster than a regular Timber. With the extra motor, it does have, a few minor corrections or upgrades, if you will, just changes, alterations to the way the landing gear attaches to the fuselage. And, to me, it's still got that same, classic, Timber look. And, when I say I crashed it, so I don't do a lot of, crazy stunt flying, but this little plane, like, inspired me to want to try, like, insano things that I never do. And then I figured out, like, maybe I should keep practicing on the simulator before I try doing that kind of stuff. So, I'm coming in, over the runway, just before you get to the edge of the runway, and I flip it inverted, and, I wanted to come down a little closer to the ground and try to tie the record, and then I pulled down a little too hard and just thumped it right into the ground. But I was able to repair it. The little canopy area, the battery cover, it broke into like 7 or 8 pieces, and I just glued it back together. No big deal. And the spinner was all crooked. I straightened up the spinner, pulled it off, put it back on, straightened up the spinner. The blades on the prop were kind of mangled. I got those fixed. And the whole front of the fuselage broke off, but it was a pretty clean break. And I just used some foam safe CA. Now, and it's just because I like to wreck planes, right? I don't really. And I don't usually wreck them with the where they're broken so much that I have to do a bunch of repairs. But this was the exception to the rule. This is the first one that I've actually broken a fuselage, so that's awesome. Now this thing, what I'll tell you guys that are maybe looking at a UMX model, these are EPS foam. They're not made of EPO, and the foam cells are super tiny, and it's a sturdy plane, but if you do break it, yes, it is able to be glued, but make sure that you're using something that is absolutely foam safe for all types of foam. The reason I mention that is the little plastic housing where the landing gear goes in down here at the bottom, that had started to pull out of the fuselage. So I took this plastic part out and put some foam tack on it and was pushing it down into the fuselage. And there's some areas here that you're not going to be able to really tell, but that foam tack started to eat away at the foam. So don't use foam tack on EPS foam, on styrofoam. The foam tack did, eat away at it. I wiped it off real quick, before that chemical reaction could really start, burning a hole through the foam. But, don't use foam tack. I ended up using foam safe CA. Foam safe CA worked great. I'm sure that you can use hot glue. Just don't get it in like a 200-watt gun or something. Use a lower heat gun. But yeah, foam safe CA worked great. and don't use foam tack. I'm going to put this back down, and it gets, and even after breaking it, so I busted the nose up on Saturday, got it fixed up Saturday night while I was watching Pilot Ryan's show, came back to the airfield on Sunday and put like 20 more flights on it. I mean, the thing holds up beautiful after the repair. So yeah, Cody, and that's what I did. I used Foam Safe CA, and I used Foam Safe CA with Kicker, and what I'll say is the EPS foam will bend a little bit, whenever it cracks or breaks, so I had to kind of bend it back and form the foam back. No, Shadow, the Bigfoot's still fine. I had to kind of form the foam back, and as I was holding everything together, I put glue all around the joint where I wanted it, pushed it all together, and had my wife, had Amy spray some Kicker on it. And after putting another 20 flights on it yesterday, I can say that the repair held up fantastic. So yeah, if you do smash it up, guys, it's a very repairable airframe, and if I do need to at some point get another fuselage, it's no big deal. It's like $20 to replace the fuselage. So the other thing that I'll point out, quick tip, is that not all of the parts for the UMX Turbo Timber are listed in the spare parts list. Now, hopefully most of you guys aren't as crazy with your airplanes as I was, and you end up not wrecking them at all, because it's a very, very easy plane to fly. I was just doing stupid crap with it, right? It's an extremely easy plane to fly, and there's really, if you're flying it responsibly, it's almost impossible to wreck the thing to a point that it's going to break. But if you do break it, if you do need spare parts, what I'll tell you is that the spare parts list for the Turbo Timber right now doesn't really have every spare part. It's got a lot of them, but there's some of them that are missing. Yes, stupid crap stickers indeed. So, for example, the props are not on the UMX Timber parts list, under the UMX Timber. But what I found is that if you go to, say, the Cirrus SR22 UMX or the UMX Aero Commander, the twin prop Aero Commander, they have a three-bladed prop as well, and it does have the Turbo Timber listed as one of the compatible airframes, but that prop isn't listed on the Turbo Timber's spare parts list, which I thought was kind of weird. So if you do need parts for the Turbo Timber and you don't see it, a lot of the parts that they use on these UMX planes are, I won't say that they're universal. Obviously, the fuselage parts are not universal, and the motor is not, especially for the Turbo Timber, because this one's got kind of a hot rod motor on it. But everything else is, like the propellers, like a UMX plane that uses a three-blade propeller. It looks to me like all of them use the same propeller. That may not be the case with all of the two blades, obviously, like the UMX, the little night flyer, man, what is that thing? Night Vapor. I mean, that thing has like a big slow fly prop on it, so that one's not the same thing. But, just keep in mind that all of the a lot of the UMX planes share parts. So if you don't see what you're looking for on the Turbo Timber page, like if you need a new propeller, go check out like the UMX Aero Commander or the UMX Cirrus SR22, and you'll probably find the parts that you need there. Or just don't crash your plane doing stupid crap. All right. So I'm going back and looking at the chat, just kind of catching up a little bit. So, with all that said, what I'll tell you, and GB, welcome to the show, man. With all that said about the turbo timber and me crashing it and getting spare parts and repairing it, all that aside, I wouldn't have crashed it. I wouldn't need to repair it if it wasn't just so ridiculously fun to fly. This is, and I'm not exaggerating. I have a great time flying all RC airplanes, but this plane, it was just something about it, man. When I fired it up, when I got it off the ground, I had, a grin from ear to ear. It was the most fun I have had with an RC plane ever. Um, it's funner to fly to me. It's more fun to fly that than it is to fly any of the jets that I have, any of the big planes. I mean, this thing, you can just throw it around and you're instantly in a comfort zone, man. It's so simple and easy. Pull it out of the box, throw a battery in, bind it up, and you're off to the races. It is so simple to fly, and I absolutely love it. It is by far one of my favorite planes, and I highly recommend that. If you're on the fence about a UMX plane and you're like, they're just toys, grab one. Grab a UMX plane. The batteries are like $5. Grab a handful of batteries. Take it and try it out. Don't be so quick to discredit it, man. This is an awesome, awesome little airplane, and it's extremely fun to play around with, guys. Hey, Randy, I'm just saying, the people that crash are the ones that are having the most fun. I've seen lots of people that are flight instructors crash planes. I'm just saying. And Danny, that Sport Cub S is an awesome little plane to learn to fly with. It's awesome. Yeah, GB, I don't know that I would give up all of the other airplanes that I fly, but and to be honest with you, I don't even know that I need another UMX plane. The Timber was always the one that I gravitated towards because of all the scale detail that they did on it. With the lights, the beacons in the wingtips, on the top and bottom of the fuselage. The thing is just decked out. It's got landing lights. I was taking it out. I mean, we were flying till nighttime yesterday, and even in basically the dark. I mean, you can't. And I say this, and take it with a grain of salt. I say that you can't lose orientation of the plane. It'd be extremely difficult to lose orientation of the plane as long as you know what you're looking at. It's awesome. The lights are bright, and it's just a fun little plane. In fact, I will check and see if I've got a video now. If Lewis and what?
There's a rabbit out.
There's a rabbit outside. So if there's I'm gonna see if I can pull up a video, and if the guys from the club are still in here, I'll just tell you in advance. Sorry guys, I may have done I may have made a boo-boo last night, but there were only 2 of us at the field, and I wanted to try something, and I wasn't really going to hurt anything with a little UMX plane. So I did something a little crazy. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right. So the video quality is not the best, but let me shift over here. And I don't know that you'll be able to hear it, and that's okay. Let's see, screen 2. So, you know, you're not supposed to fly behind the fence, but I was like, hey, if I'm the only person here, like, you know, does a tree make noise if there's no one there to hear it? So I wanted to see, you know, can this thing just get going right from the table? Now, this is the shortest flight ever, because the battery, you know, it might be a bad battery. It was dead, you know, on takeoff. But man, look at that thing. It just leaps up into the air. It is so much fun to fly. Now, I had to bring it down like instantly because the battery was dying. I broke the rules, y'all. The former safety officer might be watching. So yeah, anyway, there were only 2 of us at the field. You know, obviously the guy on the camera and me, and it was just too much. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. Yep. The crime has been committed. And now, you know, the guilt will set in. But I feel better now that everybody knows the truth. You know that yeah. So what I'll tell you is this thing can definitely do some short takeoff and landing. You know, that takeoff, it was definitely airborne before it got to the edge of the table, which was only about 12 inches away. I mean, it just leaps right out of the right into the air and is gone. So it was a lot of fun, man. So, Lewis, I wasn't planning on landing on the table, but that battery died like instantly. So as soon as I got it in the air, you know, the motor started pulsing. So you know, one of my batteries, I got to figure out which one's not working right. T and Scoot, how you doing? Let me get you a wrench. Yeah, the battery started dying like right away, so I had to just bring it down for a landing. And so it was the shortest flight of the day, but man, it was fun. That plane is just an absolute blast. So everybody get one. Lewis, he might have tried to land a Viper on the table. Just saying. Dakin, what's up, man? Yep, I also broke the rules by taking this little plane. So after I cracked the front off of it on Saturday, I told you I came back, you know, Saturday night, got it all fixed up, and was getting ready to go out and fly again on Sunday. So I had to get it fixed. And when I took, you once I got it all fixed up, I wanted to make sure that that the motor wasn't going to rip the thing apart and rip the nose off again. So, I mean, the only way to do that, of course, I held on to the tail and just rev the motor up, which is like the most thrust that you're ever gonna, the most stress that you're gonna put on an airframe from the motor. But I, and that's awesome. I like your parrot. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to fly, but you're supposed to be behind the fence when you're flying there, Lewis. You dirty man. So yeah. So I got a big cul-de-sac in my right out in front of my house, and I mean the only way to really test it is to do a flight test. I had to fly it, and I had to do a test flight with the new repair on the airplane to make sure that it was going to hold up to the stresses of RC aviation airframes in flight. So I took it out at about, oh man. So when does Ryan's show come on? His show comes on at like 9 o'clock, right? So I took this thing out at like 8:55, right before Ryan's show started, and was flying it for a few minutes out in my neighborhood in the middle of the night. And even though the plane doesn't make any noise, so I was thinking like, no, none of the neighbors are even going to hear this. So I'm pretty sure that whatever sound you can describe a UMX motor as, like pissed off bumblebee, whatever you're going to call a UMX motor, they all have a very funny sound. And Michael Rajka, what's up? The UMX motors make a sound that apparently dogs' ears are tuned into it, because every dog in every house around me started getting pissed. My dogs are standing at the front door barking at this airplane. The people across the street, their dogs are barking. The neighbors' dogs are barking. Everybody is everybody's dogs are barking. It was so funny. And and then the neighbors started coming outside and they're asking questions like, "Hey, what's that?" But I had to be rude and go back inside because I had to start watching Ryan's show. Yeah, GB man, unboxing a UMX plane, that is a very special skill that that I'm gonna leave for you. I did record some flight videos, and obviously, um, uh-oh, the Pegasus RC Club, June 6th through June 8th. I don't know, man. That may be something I can do. Um, so yeah, the dogs were mad. I mean, all the neighbors around here are. I've got the coolest neighbors on earth. They all know that I have, airplanes, and I'll take them outside and do little tests. But they've never. I've never gotten to a point where, I even get fast enough to get a tail dragger's, aft end off the ground. Um, I mean, I'm just doing taxi tests and things like that in the cul-de-sac. But with this one, I had to, I had to, I had to fly it in the neighborhood, man. It's too cool, and it jumps right off the ground, and I had to do it. Yep, Mike, it was the UMX unboxing and build video. I um, I don't know why he was up so late. Oh, Mudman, is it breaking the prop just from the G forces slinging the blades off of the propeller? Or are you, hitting the ground? Awesome. Yeah, Michael, that's a good point, man. You really got to watch out for the top of these UMX boxes. The top of the box is this side, with the airplane on it. And where the handle is, that's the little flap that comes out. So you open the flap, and then you open the box, and then you pull the airplane out. Unboxing and build complete. Yep. Yeah, these so Mike, I thanks Fireblade. Yeah, that giveaway was pretty spectacular, with the giant wheel. Um we do, Jeff. We need all of the UMX unboxing videos. So I think I showed it during the giveaway, but the other thing that I've been flying around the neighborhood is this little guy, this little blade, Blademan OS2, and just like every other UMX thing, it comes like fully assembled in the box. So the thing comes out and it's ready to rock. So I got this little guy, and I'm still, very much in the learning phase of this. But, I figured if I'm going to, have a YouTube channel called the RC Air Marshal, I may as well try flying everything that can go in the air. And so far, I love this thing. Yeah. Yeah, Lewis, I think that that helicopters make a lot of people sad. Michael, that is or GB. I would fly this thing, and someday, and I've got the app to do it. I just haven't linked it up into OBS yet. But I have an app that will turn my cell phone into like a mobile, a mobile webcam that I can stream into OBS. So this little guy will absolutely fly indoors because I flew it all around the house. I've been chasing the cat with it. I have been taking it outside. This little thing, for its size, it is surprisingly fast, and I love it, man. It is awesome. It's an awesome little helicopter. And the thing that's surprising about this, or it was to me, and this was one of the reasons that I bought it, is this little Nano S2, outside of having a motor-driven tail rotor, the main rotor, has all the linkage. It's a full collective pitch. Yeah, that's true, Lewis. So it's a full collective pitch helicopter. So if you put it in the, what is that called? Um, they don't call it experienced mode. They call it 3D mode. It flies just like the big boys, So you click off your throttle hold. It spins up the rotors. Now it doesn't have an idle 1, idle 2. Nice. So it's still um, it doesn't have an idle 1, idle 2, although I'm pretty sure I could program it that way if I wanted to, and I love it. So I'm already considering getting another helicopter, And I'll tell you, and I mentioned it on the stream last week before we started doing, all the giveaways, but it's worth mentioning again that if you're considering getting a helicopter, this is really where you want to take advantage of a simulator like Eflite 9. Eflite absolutely made a huge difference. Yeah. Eflite and flying on the simulator made a huge difference in my ability to fly this thing. So I had been flying helicopters on Eflite for months and months, maybe a year, however long I've had Eflite, and been messing around, with helicopters on there. So when I got this one, I at least had an idea of what to expect and how it was going to react, especially to, when you're coming from fixed wing and you're expecting that left stick to be your throttle control. On a collective pitch helicopter, that's controlling your pitch of your blades. So that's really, and it's weird to explain exactly how it all works because I'm still trying to grasp it in my head, to be honest with you. But that's controlling the altitude, or really your what do they call that? I guess you could say your altitude or your, how fast you are going in any direction, your vertical velocity, I guess. Climb rate, there you go. I just got here. So climb rate and descent rate are controlled with the pitch, but it also, to some degree, controls how fast you're going if you're angling. If you're starting to move forward, you can go obviously much faster if you're going forward and you've got like full up collective is how you're going to get the most speed. So helicopters fly much different than a fixed wing airplane. So definitely, if you're going to try helicopters, get yourself a hold of a Eflite simulator and try it out there first. Kind of get your feet wet and learn how to fly collective pitch on a simulator, because I don't know a whole lot of folks, even really experienced helicopter pilots. They're like, I will help you with your helicopter, but I'm not going to touch I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to fly it for you. None of that, because they're so fragile, and they're, if it's set up wrong by even a little bit, I mean, that thing is going out of control. So yeah, I mean, they're extremely fun. I like it a lot. Being able to kind of stop on a dime, whip the thing around right in front of the house, and do all of the crazy stuff with it that you see folks doing now. I can't fly it upside down and all that funky stuff yet, but I am certainly getting the hang of just normal flight. The hovering is no problem. Maintaining like level flight and being able to fly out and just do circles around the neighborhood, and then getting some faster, runs around the cul-de-sac. And I'm sure that when the time is right, like this thing is a great, to me, it's a great first helicopter because it's so affordable. I mean, this whole helicopter, and I know for a helicopter like this, I'll tell you, it was $100, and to me, that $100 is well worth the price, because it's collective pitch. It's got all the Spectrum electronics into it, so it's a bind and fly. It binds right up to my IX12 or any other Gen 2 Spectrum radio, and I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome little bird. So yeah, like I was saying, between this and practicing on the simulator, I want to get comfortable, and I'm already kind of got my eyes on the Blade 330S helicopter as a second helicopter. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip the 230 and get the 330. So I really enjoy flying the helicopter. It's a new challenge, and I always, I always enjoy a new challenge. Pilot Ryan, do we like turbos, y'all? I do like turbos. I enjoy the heck out of turbos, as a matter of fact, much more than I probably should have. This, and Pilot Ryan, I'll let him know, just like I told you guys. This is some of the most fun that I have ever had flying an RC airplane. I had a huge smile on my face from the time I took off until the time it lands. I don't think that I've been that excited about flying an airplane, or that, just had that much fun, been that happy about flying an airplane since I flew for the first time. When I took my my apprentice out to the field for the first time, and got it up in the air and landed it by myself, I had a huge smile on my face. And that was the same kind of huge smile I had on my face with the Turbo Timber. That's how much I enjoyed it. This is an awesome plane. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you want to buy a Turbo Timber, check the link in the description for this video right now. You actually have to close the chat and look at the description of the video and all that fun stuff. There's a link in the description for the Turbo Timber if you want to check it out and buy one, and that'd be awesome. And also, someone mentioned, and I know that the words are kind of small, so the guys that are on the phone, yeah, hit the like button too while you're looking at it. Also in the description is a link to help out the channel. I don't say it very much, and I've got a couple of guys that have been extremely helpful. So I want to give a big shout out to the Fred Barron, who, has been consistently making contributions to the channel through my PayPal link. In the description of the video, there's a PayPal link. So thank you so much to Fred Barron. Your help has been absolutely fantastic, and I really appreciate everything that you do, not just for me, but for the entire RC YouTube community. I see you in these videos consistently, week after week, and your generosity is very much appreciated. Not by me, but by all of us. It's fantastic what you do for the community. Seriously, thank you, Fred. And I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I get everybody. So let me pull that up here. Mark Z. I don't think Mark's in here tonight, but if he is, Mark Z, thank you as well. No, man. I know you just got here, but I'm wide awake, son. Like Katy Perry. Yeah, GB, something like that. So, again, thank you to Mark Z. Thank you to Fred Barron. And thank you to everybody that helped out, sponsoring the giveaways last week. That was amazing. So Pilot Ryan, man, we had so many folks. GB, Dave's RC, Farmer Man, I don't know where you're at, but thank you. That was awesome. Gooniac, putting up 2 afterburners, and of course, Bill Shepard, who put up the Arrows RC Marlin. I mean, we had an absolute blast last week. So Fred Barron, Mark Z, Pilot Ryan, Dave's RC, Gooniac, Bill Shepard, GB, Farmer Man, and if there's anybody I missed, make sure, put your hand up in the air and say, hey man, I gave too. All of you guys that have contributed to the channel, thank you guys so much. I make these videos for you guys. Anytime anybody, gives back, to me, it's very humbling. And I love it, and it makes it where we can just keep on doing this, because I want to keep doing that kind of stuff for the community, and that just was on them. It was awesome. Is Fred Barron in here? I haven't really seen him in the chat tonight, but I wanted to make sure that that I got everybody, that I made sure to get those thanks out to everybody. And I know I did a video, thanking everybody and congratulating all the winners. So congratulations to all the winners too. There were like 11 winners, and technically Gooniac won too, but you can't win your own prize. But Gooniac was in the room when his name was drawn, but it was for something that he was giving away. So, I mean, you can't just give it to yourself. So, really, we had like 12 winners, but Gooniac won one of his own products. and then elected to give it away to someone else. You know what, Ryan O? I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I wanted to tell you guys. Ryan, I saw what you just said, and that will not be happening. Man, Jackson RC did win. Jackson RC Aviation. Like I told everybody in the video, Jackson RC Aviation, he did win twice. His name got pulled right before he came into the chat, which was right after the Daytona 500, and then right after he had to get out of the chat because he was getting in a plane to fly back to Maryland. His name got pulled again. So because I know that he's in the chats, I know that he's here every week, I'm not going to leave him out. He won. His name was pulled twice. So I'm going to go ahead and be sending him a $25 gift certificate to Horizon Hobby, because, he deserves it, man. He's here every week supporting us. He's always, one of the first folks to comment on new videos. So I appreciate you, Jackson, and we're going to take care of you. You know who needs a lotto ticket, dude? Dennis Miller. Is Dennis Miller in here? Because Dennis Miller, that guy, on Pilot Ryan's show the week before, I think, won an airplane from BitGo Hobby. Won the C310, the Grand Cruiser or Grand something. I can't remember what the name of it is. from BitGo Hobby, the Dynaplane. And then the next week, he wins the Arrows RC Warbird of his choice and won the is it Danny Miller? Sorry, man. It won the RC Air or the Arrows RC Warbird of his choice. Ended up picking the Corsair, and and Hobby Zone, who I ordered it from, is awesome. So I had that thing sent out, and I want to say he had it by like Thursday or something. It was a quick turnaround. So that's awesome. Oh, by the way, I wanted to let everybody that's in here that won gift certificates know that I ordered your gift certificates. I don't know why, but Horizon Hobby canceled the orders, so I'm having to reorder them. So I ordered them like Friday. They were supposed to process this morning. They all got canceled. Don't ask me why. I don't really know. So I'm ordering them again. Hopefully everything will go through, and I should be able to get those out sometime this week. I'm sorry I haven't gotten those gift certificates out to you yet, but everybody else, who got the bigger prizes, yours should all be on the way and out to you here very soon. All right, we got to check out this airplane. $60. Oh, that's a UMX plane? That's an ultra mic. Is that? What is this? I don't know why I've never seen this before, but I haven't. Let's take a look at that, because that's pretty cool. Has anybody else ever seen this plane before? So I had never looked at this ultra micro, or maybe it's not ultra micro, it's just micro. But anyway, I mean, it looks small, like a little UMX. I mean, look at that picture. That's a tiny, tiny plane. But that's pretty cool. And it's $60, ready to fly. So, I mean, what could go wrong? Let's see, who put that link up? That was Jackson. Come on, man. Guests are certainly welcome at the field, especially you. Come on out. The field is awesome. Just keep in mind that it is a fishbowl of trees all around you. So just be prepared. Be prepared to have trees everywhere. I mean, it's $60 with a cheapy radio. I mean, what could go wrong? A little fly zone, micro $60 plane with a rate. I mean, yes, it's a cheap piece of crap, but that's kind of the fun of buying, little cheap piece of crap planes like that. You honestly can't put together a flight test plane for that cheap, because you don't get a radio and all that stuff with a flight test plane. This thing is a pretty smoking deal. George Watch, are you trying to do you have this little the Fokker, what is it, D7 ready to fly zone plane? It might not be big enough to put a mouse in it. I think a mouse would probably be so heavy that this plane wouldn't get off the ground. Yeah, right, a mouse turd. Maybe. Yeah, I don't see that plane carrying anything other than what's on the plane. Although it does look like in the picture they have like little streamers hanging off the back of it. Cool. So other than it being delicate, does it fly pretty good, George? Hey, with a tight enough turn radius, the wings will fold on any plane. Jeff, it is adult juice. I will make the disclaimer again that this show is not for kids, and this is not child friendly beverage time. Ryan O, I have no idea what you just said. That looked like a lot of German stuff. You know what? That's right. This is a stupid German plane. Man, screw those guys. I don't even like Germans. Thanks, Jeff. That's not a bad idea, Jen. That's not a bad idea, GB. Like, listen, if people want to see the ultimate crash video, then I need everybody that wants to see the ultimate crash video make a contribution to my PayPal. Look in the description. Make a contribution to my PayPal. If everybody in here, how many folks do we have in the chat? We'll do a collective effort in the name of entertainment. So, if everybody in here were to give a couple of bucks, we can get it up to $60. Pretty easy. I will buy one of these Ultra Micro Frockers. If there's 57 people watching, and everybody, look in the description and see down below where it says, like, if you want to make a contribution, click this link, click the little bit.ly link, make a little contribution, and, for a couple of dollars each, I will make the most entertaining crash video ever. And we will turn that thing into a pile of toothpicks just for the sake of entertainment. I will catch it on fire. Thanks. I just got here. So that would be awesome. I can't do super chats yet, but yeah, if folks want to see a crash video just for the sake of crashing an airplane, let's do this. Let's see how delicate this plane really is. EQ, what's going on, man? Jeff, we'll try to shoot it down. I'm sure that we would get in a lot of. Look at Brian Chambers. Brian Chambers wants to give an additional $25 for Jackson's gift card and then an additional 10. That's awesome, Brian. Thank you so much. And I will definitely do that because I'm going to have to reorder Jackson's gift card anyway. So, Jackson, my man, you get a $50 gift card. Ain't that awesome? Thank you. Brian, that is very nice of you. I really appreciate that. Oh, if I had a old balsa plane to destroy, I would absolutely destroy a balsa plane. I don't have fly it into the little DV7 into the. So George, the problem is I don't want to break my helicopter. I want that helicopter to survive. I like the helicopter. Yeah, the problem is that when I try to, I will do one of them funny videos. I'll bring my hot glue gun with me to the field, and we will keep just bashing this and then put it back together and bashing it and putting it back together and bash until it just cannot go anymore, until we've turned it into just a pile of rubbish. It will be awesome. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't want my helicopter to crash or turn into a million parts just yet. But this one, with the complete and full understanding that a little plane like this at $60, is just, number one, it's a good deal. It's not a terrible looking airplane, but I've always made a commitment to myself. Like, I'm not going to fly any German airplane that I have to pay for, and I will never, ever break that promise. Not to you guys. I will never break that promise that I will never fly a German plane that I paid for. So if you ever see me flying a German plane, make the assumption that I probably didn't pay for it. Oh, Ryan O, I would break that promise. I would break that promise in a heartbeat because I like P-51s. P-51s and Spitfires are my two favorite warbirds from World War II. And I have to have both at some point. Right now, I've got the Mustang. I love the e-flite, 1.5 meter Mustang. That's quickly becoming one of my favorite big planes. So I am definitely going to try that out. And in the very near future, I'm going to be getting the 1600 millimeter Spitfire from Flightline, which my understanding is that's also an awesome plane. So I gotta have a Spitfire. I gotta have a Mustang. British planes I will fly. Anybody that was an ally with the United States gets my, vow of support, and I will fly Spitfires. But like German planes, I know that Germany, if there was a modern German aircraft. I would probably consider flying a modern German aircraft, like post-war, but that particular time frame in the history of our world, those Germans, I mean, yeah, they were just doing a job. They're just protecting the homeland, whatever, the same way I would, if somebody was attacking the United States. But, man, there was a lot of hate going on in the world back then, and I just can't support anything that those guys stood for. So it just is what it is. I'm not going to pay money for it, but my understanding is that, the German warbirds are fantastic and that I should try one. I'll try one if it's free. So, guys, we're very close. Thank you to everybody. So I'm just gonna do a quick call out of names here: Troy Crank, Richard Bath, Brian Chambers, Pete Jacob, Michael Rajka, and Gary Burt. Thank all of you guys. Now, I can't count $25 of that. Let me see. So guys, we're up to about $45 on PayPal contributions to wreck this plane. Let's put it back up here in OBS. So this plane right here, $59.99. If we can get enough contributions, I will order this thing tonight live on the show. So we need probably like 20 more bucks in PayPal contributions, because I don't think that I'm going to break enough to get free shipping, and I don't get a discount on this because it is not an e-flite brand. So, or it's not a Horizon proprietary brand, even though it kind of is. So, yeah, I need, let's see, another, like 20 bucks, and we will order this thing on the show. So, for those of you guys that are wondering where to donate money to the cause of crashing the Fokker D7 Micro EPRTF German piece of crap, 60 bucks. On the ticker right there, it's got right there, it is https paypal.me. So https://paypal.me/davidmarshall3, or you can look in the description for the live feed right now. So if you close out the chat and you go to the description of this video, about halfway down the description, you will see a link where you can make contributions to my PayPal or through PayPal. And we are very close. We're about 20 bucks away. Wait, I just got another one. So, Gary, thank you. So we're getting close. We're at, let's see. So now we are probably just shy of like $10. Patrick, look at this. Yes. We've hit our goal. Our stretch goal has been reached, folks. So, being true to my promise, we are about to make this happen. And I'm going to flip over here. I'm going to transition this because I want y'all to see how you order things from Horizon Hobby. Is everybody paying attention? This is how you order things from Horizon Hobby. Not by looking at that. But first, you go to pilotryanmedia.com. And then you click on horizonhobby.com. And you get through all of this ad blocker bullcrap. And now I'm using Pilot Ryan's affiliate links because Pilot Ryan helps us out all the time. And the best thing that we can do to help the person that's helped us all is to help him back just a little bit. So a couple of other clicks of the mouse and we are helping out Pilot Ryan. So I always do that. And, you know, I appreciate it, and I'm sure that Pilot Ryan would appreciate it if you did that as well. So we're going to look for the Floozy 1000, or whatever the heck that says. And I am adding this. We're buying this right now, guys. We're doing this right now. I made a promise. I will stick to it. We're getting this thing right now. 60 bucks. Booyah. Oh my God. We're doing PayPal. Checking out with PayPal. What? Oh, I gotta pick state. And then I gotta pick a delivery method. And now we're checking out with PayPal. Yep. Do 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 do. Uh-oh. Hey, y'all don't be showing up at my house, punks. Awesome. So here it is. We're skipping all that and we're shutting her down. Fellas, the Fokker is on the way. We that is so much fun. Yeah, we're gonna grab that plane, and you know, if it doesn't have all the batteries with it, we're definitely gonna grab some, and we're gonna take it to the field, and we are gonna have an absolute blast with it, and you know, we'll do the full maiden, and then into the maiden, we're gonna just. That is so fun. So we're gonna have a bunch of fun with that plane, guys. Thank you guys so much for helping out with that. That's awesome. So everybody who supported, you know, getting the Fokker, you know, this is gonna be the motherfucker D7 crash video ultimum. You know, it's gonna be awesome. Thank you guys, all of you who supported. This is all for you. I love to give back, and I love to be able to do something that's going to be a lot of fun. And I am certain that this is going to be a blast. So thank you guys. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really fucking fun video. So for everybody that just helped out, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Wesley, for coming by. You're awesome. Thanks for having me on the show last night, man. That was a ton of fun. So yeah, that's right. It's Michael Wrightsa. Thank you, Kenny. So I'm going back on the chat a little bit. Oh, that's Miss Boozer. Sorry, Lori. So, yeah, like I said, for everybody that just contributed to our awesome project that we're going to have going on, a ton of people just contributed on PayPal. Thank you guys. That was awesome. We are going to be buying a German plane, the Micro, it's a Fly Zone Micro Fokker D7 biplane. It's a German plane, and I've always made a vow to myself that I will never fly a German plane. But I made a promise to these guys that if we had enough videos, that we will take that plane. It's $60. We're gonna take that plane. I just ordered it. You guys witnessed it. I am gonna take that plane and crash the crap out of it, and we're gonna keep putting it back together over and over until it is unflyable. We are going to make an awesome compilation video of crashes of that Fokker until it can't be flown anymore. It's we're going to have a ton of fun with that, guys. So thank you all, everybody that donated. We're gonna make it work. And Fred Barron, I was telling everybody earlier, and I will speak your praises again. Thank you so much, sir. Not just for everything that you've done for our channel, for everything that you do throughout the RC YouTube community. I mean, you are one of the most generous folks out there, and I got your message earlier this week, and I apologize if there was a misunderstanding. I think that when you had sent the first donation to me, you said, "Hey, keep this quiet," but I don't have any problem at all publicizing the crap out of the amount of support that Fred Barron gives to not only this channel through our PayPal links, but to every channel that supports RC Flight on YouTube, all of our live shows. Fred Barron is there every week, week after week, giving back to us and allowing us to keep doing this for the entire community. So that's a huge help to Fred. Thank you for doing that. And thank you to everybody who just made contributions to make the dream of having Dave fly a German airplane that I refuse to pay for. We are going to take that plane, and we're just going to have a blast with it, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. That was almost as fun as the giveaways last week. And hopefully you enjoy the show. So Gary, thank you. I just got here. GB, everybody who contributed. Thank you all so much. Jeff in Lower Alabama wants to video it. Jeff, if you want to make the video, feel free to come by. We may do this as early as next weekend, depending on how long it takes for the airplane to get me or to get here. Let's see. Michael. So I'm still catching up. I'm still catching up on the chat. Sorry, guys. We will have a Lori versus Amy fly off, and Lori would win because Lori flies planes. Amy, Amy tries the simulator, but she won't take it out of safe mode yet. You know, I let her fly the Apprentice on real flight, but um, she's not ready yet to grab the sticks on a real plane. I tried to give her the sticks with the Turbo Timber, the UMX Turbo Timber the other day, and she wouldn't do it. She was like, no, no. Wild Bill, I always question the quality of Chevrolet cars. Yeah, man. Wes, we will absolutely fly together. And if I can kit, I'm gonna have all of the Rhino. Thanks for stopping by tonight, man. Um, oh, so if Amy has the sticks, Wes, is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna call it a Lori versus Amy fly off, but we're secretly gonna be buddy boxing behind them, so it's gonna look like they're flying, but it's really us flying the planes. Instructor has control. I'll take all the voice prompts off. Dude, I should go get like a red scarf or a white scarf or something and get like a big fan that's blowing that has the scarf like waving behind me while I'm flying the German plane. That would be awesome. And some of the little flight goggles. I don't even know where to get those flight goggles. Does anybody have a pair of those ridiculous things? And like a leather flight helmet? uh, Wes, low pass inverted challenge. So what's the challenge? To see who can go the lowest? Because I'll win. I will at least tie for the lowest. Or do you have to go out the other side of do you have to make it back into the air on the other side of the runway from the low pass? lowest without hitting the record. I don't think that I would make that. I'd have to start practicing now, man. When is Joe Knoll? When is the first Joe Knoll? Like in April or May sometime? Let me check. 38th annual Joe Knoll Week. It's in 73 days, May 8th through 16th, 2020. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go for all 8 days, guys. I might. If I put in for vacation now, they'll get over it. So, yeah, I may go. May 8th through 16th, I may just do the whole freaking week. Screw it. But, hey, Jeff's Custom RC. So, Jeff's Custom RC, I mean, he may think it's a joke, but I don't. If Jeff Custom RC is going to Joe Knoll with his big old camper, I don't know how many other people are going to be passing out in his camper, but I'm going. And I told him a while ago, he was like, hey, I'm going to Joe Knoll. And I was like, dude, I'm going and I'm passing out in your camper. And he was like, bring it on. Dude, Jeff, I ain't even kidding, my man. I ain't even kidding. Like, if I go and you got a spot in your trailer, I'm staying with you. And we're going to have a few adult beverages. Y'all seen it here. Jeff's Custom RC says, come on there, man. I'll be there. You know it. I am only a couple of hours from Triple Tree, but that don't mean that I want to go. Oh, is that what you got, Jeff, in Lower Alabama? So I always drink the traditional, but I really like the Yingling Black and Tan, man. It is great. Um, I did see that Wild Bill. That is a big, big plane. That fuselage is like 8, 10 feet long, something like that. The wingspan is incredible. Like a 16-foot long. I mean, it's a huge plane. Mary, that Wes, be as handsy as you like, man. I was in the Navy. I was on submarines. You don't scare me. Excuse me, guys. Holy cow. Yeah, stretch goals met, guys. Everybody that Wes, I know. I know. um to everybody that just contributed to the Fokker D7 giveaway, thank you guys all a ton. We definitely exceeded our. It's. Should I get another one? Should I get another one? Should I go ahead and get 2 of the Fokkers? Everybody, you know, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you want me to get 2 Fokkers, because I definitely got enough in contributions to get a second one. So I don't know how we would crash them into each other, because I'd have to have somebody else flying the second one, but that would be pretty epic. Oh, yeah, man, dude. It's too late for Jeff's custom RC. It's too late for Jeff. He's already committed. He's already said bring it. Everybody in the chat saw it. Oh, look, now he's saying all are welcome. Dude, we are going to have like a party in Jeff's trailer every night. Like, Jeff's camper is going to be party central at Joe Knoll. Dude, Jeff, have you got. Yeah, right? Dude, Wes, do it. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a sausage party. It's going to be happening over at freaking Jeff's camper. Now, when we're all over at Jeff's camper, Jeff, do you have like one of them awnings that come out the side of your camper? Do you have like one of them awnings that come out? You got to, man. Please tell me you got an awning. Well, it doesn't matter how big it is. Can we rig up like a stick outside your trailer? Can we rig up anything that we can hang something from? Oh, you know what? We don't even have to sleep in Papa's trailer. Does Papa have a big awning that we can hang something from? I need to. We got to have a disco ball. Man, we're gonna have a party. Yeah, George Watts, that's what I'm saying. Surrounded by the little glowing paper lamps, you know, like you see on the back of everybody's redneck porch. And a lot of NASCAR NASCAR flags. We need a disco ball, we need redneck lamps, and we need a NASCAR flag. And lots of light up wings circling overhead, like night radians. Is there dude, do they have a mirror ball trophy at all? If there's not, we can make one. Dude, Jeff, are we gonna have like a stripper pole? You know, what you should do is you could get like one of them portable tetherball poles, right? And just have like the base that goes at the bottom and have the pole going up. You can have a tetherball pole, but just call it a stripper pole. We'll paint some candy bar stripes going up the top. Dude, you can have a stripper pole, disco balls, redneck lamps, NASCAR flags. Boom. Wes, that's an awesome idea. So let me, Wes, do you know what kind of real, you know, how terrible what you're suggesting really is? Like, we may get down. Like, it may be the craziest thing that's ever happened at Joe Nall. Like, how crazy can crazy get? We're gonna find out. Can he do it? See, Kenny don't even drink, but he knows that if he comes, he doesn't have to drink because all the drunks are going to be there and we're going to be something else. And I think I have to be there Monday. Like, we all, look, if we could get all of the YouTube folks, man, that would be absolutely epic if we could all stream our live shows from Null. And we're all special guests with each other. Dude, Wes, we're going to turn it up. We're going to turn it up this year, and we're going to make the 3D line wish that they were as cool as the electric line. That's a challenge accepted, Wes. Challenge accepted. The 3D line ain't got shit on us. We're going to take the electric line and we're going to tear the 3D line down. We're going to go raid the 3D line party. Now, I know at night the 3D line does get insane because they got some awesome airplanes. Man, I saw some videos from Jono last year where there was I mean, they are lighting it up. I mean, woo! They got some awesome airplanes, and I can't fly like those guys at all, but I can party like them. Hey, just because they can fly doesn't mean that they can party like rock stars. They might have, you know, cool hooting and hollering going on over there, but we all know where the party's at. The party, oh yeah, I like it. I like it. We're gonna, yeah, Jeff. So we're gonna have a stripper pole. Yeah, we'll start our own line, all right. I mean, it is a sausage fest, so what are we gonna call it? The gravy train? Kenny, I ain't congoing. I ain't doing Congo with a bunch of dudes. Midget jello wrestling. Oh, we're somebody better bring the ladies. Damn it. All right, guys. Thank everybody. Everybody that's got a bolt. Thank you guys all for stopping by. But before y'all go, I want to do one last thing here because I told y'all we would do it, and the stretch goal was met, and we are going to do this one more time. we are grabbing a second Fokker. Like, we're gonna have Mother Fokker and Daddy Fokker. We're doing this. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Am I still logged in? Yeah. Don't be paying no attention to this part. Boop, 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 boop. All right, guys. So there it is. We just ordered Fokker number 2. Fuck yeah. So I'm almost tempted. I'm almost tempted to wait until Joe Nall, and we're gonna have a big fucking battle at Joe Nall. What do y'all think about that? Is that a terrible idea? Like that. So if we have it at Joe Nall, instead of having like, anyway, we'll figure something out to do with these two planes. Like, I think that would be an awesome idea. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah, Danny, I hear you, and I don't think that anybody that's in here is gonna do anything with that. But I may make this stream private. Thank you to everybody who contributed. We were able to double the goal of what I was trying to do. Because everybody kind of came out of the woodworks and was contributing a little bit to my PayPal, which, by the way, is down in the description below. So if you like what you see and you want to, contribute a little bit to the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description for the video. So if you close out of the chat, go down to the description. You'll see down in the description there's a PayPal link where you can make a small contribution to the channel. It doesn't have to be huge or anything, but every little bit counts and goes towards making fun content. So, for those of you that made a contribution and are still in the channel, do you guys want me to wait until Joe Nall and we'll get all of the RC YouTubers to play like Wreck'em? We'll do some figure eight racing with these Fokkers and try to crash these Fokkers into each other, or do you want me to just take them and destroy them here? Because either way, they're going down. But if we do it at Joe Nall, we got to wait till May. See you, Michael Reitza. So if we do it at Joe Nall, like I said, we got to wait till May. but I think that it would be a lot more fun. And it's just something that we'd have a lot of of the RC YouTube community there, where we can have crazy dog flights, crazy dog fights. Where I'm trying to wreck a plane into Pilot Ryan or Wesley, or even Jeff's Custom RC, Jackson, anybody who shows up. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Let's do it. Yeah, man, we can definitely do some streamer fighting, but ultimately, with these little fuckers, I want to crash them, man. I want to light them on fire. I want to short out some lipo batteries in these things. I want to see just how much destruction and mayhem we can do. And like, if we burn up the motor, like, let's put a little 15 amp ESC in them and a little flight test A-size brushless motor. We'll like zip tie that bitch to the front, and we're gonna see how crazy we can make these little airplanes fly, dude. It would be awesome. Thanks, GB. Hey, we'll see you guys. Wes, we should do it. If you've got a big plane that you don't care about, and I've got that little, I'll get that little fucker way up in the sky, and I will let you run into it with whatever you got. Now, if you got like a crazy EDF, or you got a big old, prop racer, I mean, you can shred that thing. Both airplanes are going down. The only problem is that, like, if we do that, we got to go pick all the pieces up out of the field, which may be just as fun. Brian, you have asked the most excellent question of the night. Can I wait until May? I think so. Captain Photon, Ricky, you have missed some really good stuff. So Danny, I think that the idea behind waiting, now that I was able to get 2 of them instead of just 1, what are you talking about, Wild Bill? My camera? It's not the camera being out of focus. The stream is getting throttled because it is what it is. And it happens every week about this time. The stream gets throttled a little bit, and I don't know why. In fact, my whole freaking internet connection is acting really weird here lately, so I need to call the stupid internet company and yell at them. So, yeah, Captain frickin' Photon, Mr. Ricky, let me tell you what we're doing, in case you want to, help the channel out a little bit, because, I like it when people help out. When people help out the channel. That's probably what's happening, Keith. And I'm down here like streaming a YouTube session instead of, up there enjoying that part. Like, that's what I should be doing now, is up there figuring out, like, why is all the internet going away? So, Ricky, here's what we're doing. Let me see if that's in there. Yeah. Go. So here's the deal, Ricky. Horizon Hobby is selling these little Fly Zone Fokkers. They're selling these little Fokkers for $60, man. This is a ready to fly model. $60. And I am not a big fan of any German plane in the history of ever. So we rallied a little bit, and we're taking contributions from all of the folks, where I got a PayPal link in the description of the video. And, we were able to raise enough money where I was able to buy 2 of these little fockers. And I think we're going to take the little fockers to Joe Knoll. And me and Wesley are going to run them into each other. And it's going to be awesome. Danny Miller, I do have it hardwired this evening because I've been having this problem for a couple of weeks, and this was usually I run at Wi-Fi, but I have a very fast Wi-Fi network here at the house. So this week I decided to use a direct wired connection straight into the back of the cable modem, and it's still running weird. So I will, just contact my internet provider, and they'll take care of it. There may be some water in the lines. I mean, who knows? So, anyway, guys, it is getting, to be about that time. So I'm gonna keep going, probably for about 5 or 10 minutes. But again, thank you guys. This has been awesome. So, Ricky, here's what we're getting right here. If you missed it, these little planes, and I went ahead and ordered them on the show, which is awesome. So we've got a couple of Fly Zone Fokker D7 Micro RTF airplanes. I've got a couple of those on the way to my house, and we're gonna wreck them turds. We're gonna wreck them on purpose. And it's going to be fun. So, again, all the folks, and I can't say this enough. I know I keep saying it, and it's worth repeating every time. Everybody that helped, raise the money to help make this happen, that was awesome. Not only were we able to get 1, we were able to get 2 of these little fockers. And we're going to take these little fockers, and we're going to run them into each other. And that's going to be just badass. That's going to be so much fun. See you, Wild Bill. You taking off too, Dennis? All right. So listen, it looks like everybody's getting out of here, and for Monday nights, I normally don't want to keep it. I really don't want to run it too much longer than 2 hours because I know it's the beginning of the week. Listen, I appreciate all you guys that come out to the show, especially last week. That was awesome. We had like 100 people in here, which definitely shattered records for our show. So all you folks, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. This particular live show, I may go and edit it because there's a couple of spots where, some things that I may not necessarily want people to see. I don't know why I trust you turds, but I suspect that you're not going to try to send anthrax to my house or anything. But I need to go and make it private, and then do some editing and blur out or just cut a couple of parts out. It shows my address or whatever. So if this stream goes away for a little bit, sorry, it'll be coming back. I gotta fix those parts. So anyway, are there any last minute questions? Anybody want to say their piece? Or talk mad smack, anything like that? All right. So, I'm not really seeing anything. So, listen, again, I will never say this enough because I do appreciate everybody that comes out to watch the shows. Thank you guys all so much for being here every week. Thank you, Randy. Thank you to everybody. This has been another crazy show. Thank you guys all for showing the love and showing the support and helping us, get these crazy fuckers. We're going to put these crazy fuckers in the air. We're going to run these crazy fuckers into each other. We're going to have an awesome time. And do it, Josh. You should have published it during the show, man. That would have been awesome. Anyway, thank you guys all for coming. We will see you again next week. Be sure to watch all of the YouTube channel live RC shows.